What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Season 8 of NHL 23 Vancouver Canucks Franchise Mode Series. As always, guys, appreciate the support on these videos. If you wouldn't mind leaving a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. It would mean a lot to me. Now, as you guys can see, we're currently 4-1-1 in the preseason. Michael Misa there averaging almost 2 points per game. I will say, if you haven't watched the last episode, make sure you go and do that first. Spoiler warning, we actually had our best season yet. Unfortunately, came just shy of winning the Stanley Cup. As you guys can see here, when the clearance is Campbell, actually lost the Rangers there in 7 games after having a 3-1 lead in the Stanley Cup final. I can't believe we actually lost them 3 straight. Like, we were so close, and yet somehow found a way to choke it away. So we got 3 years left to get back there and hopefully get the job done. As you guys can see here, top 6 is stacked. We got Michkov, Misa, Monta on the first line, getting a +5, with Lecker, Ritchie, and Petey on the second. Now, Michkov, Misa were a duo last year for us. I'm hoping we see more of that this season. We have neighbors on the third line here, playing with Hischier and Landeskog. Made a pretty big trade for Landeskog and wanted, a veteran with the X factor abilities. I feel like he's the perfect third liner. A bit slow, but pretty good everywhere else. Fourth line, we still got this Peterson guy, Tsunami, Bantle. Again, Bantle here, 6'5", really good shot block, stick check, physical. Tsunami, great D awareness there. And then Peterson, really good shot block, stick check, and physical, just like Bantle. So hopefully, everyone plays well. Defensively, I think no changes. Hughes, Theodore, top pair. Luke, Hughes, Shabbat on the second. Top 4 there gets a +3. We paired up the Hughes brother. You can see we lose a lot of chemistry. We actually did bring in this Minishin guy. I forgot to mention that. In free agency via an RFA offer by the Coyotes here. So it looks to be a pretty good all-around defenseman. He actually took over for Mukamoldin. He's paired up there with Koltsov, 8th overall, low elite. Very solid defensive defenseman. 99 shot block, 94 stick check. Also 5-star physical. So I feel like we have a really good balance here. Obviously, we have the more physical defensive players in like the bottom D pair, bottom 6, and then obviously the offensive guys getting the more ice time. Huxley here is now the starter. Last season he didn't do too great. Actually, he finished with the 906, which isn't terrible. 2.91 goals against, but he's our starter now. High elite potential. We kind of got to rely on him. Hope he does well. I did see he's got 98 glove highs, that's glove low, so I think that's something that's really good. He's also got 92 agility there for his, 2 best stats. In terms of the contract, we actually unlocked up 2 more years there under $1 million. So hopefully he can have a big season for us. Now in terms of the special teams here, guys, no real changes other than Landeskog out in front of the net. As he's got the big tipper, crease crasher, and total eclipse X factors, so should do well there. You guys can see power play 2. Again, I'm going to try the 3 defensemen because, it worked for us last year. We made this Stanley Cup final. People are asking why. When they're this high rated, why not? Lecker, and Monte, they're just 2 good snipers. You can see 4-man power play 1, 4-man power play 2. Every single power play gets +5. Not the same for the PK, but still pretty good chemistry. +3 first unit, +2 second, 0 on the third. I think the 3-man's is all 0, actually -1 on the third one, but that'll almost never see the ice. In terms of the AHL here, guys, Kelchase on the first line, Starblom, Martone get a +2. You guys can see we got a lot of 80s there. Brought in this other Peterson guy, just try to add as many Petersons to the team as possible. Tracy still on the team. We signed Zugan, Lockhart there, T Swift. Philmon to 79 we signed. This Pagaduan guy, 20 years old, 68 overall, medium elite, 4th line left wing. We got Jack Guy Kuhlmans to the top D pair. Kuhlmans actually signed as a free agent. 2680 medium top 6, a couple X factors. Could potentially make the NHL next year if we need a replacement. Korschak, Dorrington, PD Jr., Andrews. Goalie-wise, Lennox there, still the starter. Heikkinen back him up. He's 2067 high fringe, so he could become like a decent goalie. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. Now, before you guys ratings, one thing I want to point out. This was the season, or at least this summer was the season, we were supposed to sign Jack Hughes as a free agent. Unfortunately, the Devils extended him, so we can't even trade for him at the draft or something for dirt cheap. So if we want him, it's going to cost a lot to trade for. Definitely, still let me know if you want me to make it happen. I'll try and get him for whatever price we can. In terms of the actual team, though, contract situation, like, everybody's still locked up. Landeskog we're definitely going to lose because we got him at 50% right now. Lecker will probably lose as well. It's going to cost a lot more than that to re-sign him. But other than those 2 guys, like, everyone's under contract, so not too bad for a contending team. Like, obviously, usually when you build a stacked team, every year you're probably going to lose a guy who only wants a raise. Now, in terms of the ratings here, guys, we've got 100 offense, 98 defense, 87 goaltending. Hopefully that's good enough to get us back to the Stanley Cup final. Let's find out. All right, guys, it's the end of December now. We've recorded 25-13-1, so we're playing pretty well. Currently 2nd in the division there. Again, the Oilers above us, 52 points. We're only 1 point back. Michkov's a point per game right now, leading us in scoring. AHL team, Pelche, 24-29. Where's the AHL team at? 2nd in their division. Okay, so far, so good. Obviously, when we get to the deadline, we'll have some pretty big decisions to make. Do we want to shake up the team or just, keep it as is? We'll find out. Now, this is kind of funny, guys. After we traded Mukamoldin to the Montreal Canadiens in a big trade for Landeskog, they're trying to send him back to us. Obviously, we're set on D, though, so gonna say no. And we're at the deadline here, guys. The record of 39-22-2. I can see the Wild have a really good record right now. Let's see. They're actually first in their division. We're first in ours with 80 points, so can't complain. Looks like we're actually 3rd in the NHL behind only the Wild and the Stars, so that's pretty good rather than being the Central and the Pacific. Michkov there, just under a point per game now. at the deadline. AHL-wise, Tracy, 44 and 53 isn't too bad. Also the AHL team there, first in their division. So, I mean, we don't really have to make a trade. We'll be a buyer, obviously, because if the right trade's out there, we're going to be giving up picks and prospects for a player that can help us. We're not going to be selling. Adam Fox, I mean, that would be absolutely insane. I don't know if we can even make that trade value happen. I guess we could give up one of our top 4 because he would immediately be our number 1. I'll explore that trade. I don't know, though. Nick Suzuki, 90 overall center. That looks like relatively low trade value, $8 million, 1 year left. Could maybe look at that too. Eklund there. I see Robert Thomas is listed as a winger. Definitely should be a center. If you guys watch the Team of the Year Guess Who, you know what I'm talking about. Marchenko there. Josh Doan. Anton Lundell. Also 1 year left. So a lot of really good rentals available. Kokoniemi there. Seth Jarvis. Obviously the biggest one would be Adam Fox. Suzuki as well. I'm not sure if we can make these trades happen, but I'll definitely see what we can do. Also, guys, I'm curious to see how Huxley's doing this year as the starting goalie. Save percentage there, 912. Goals against, 2.63. Those are pretty good numbers for the, first-time starting goalie. I'll take that. All right, guys, like I was saying, next year I'm going to try and make a blockbuster trade for Adam Fox. 1 year left, $9.5 million. 93 overall franchise defenseman. I mean, we get one of the best defensemen in the league with this trade, so it's a big one, but obviously if they say yes, I think it really, pushes us over the hump. I'm offering up Dice here, medium elite goalie prospect, first-round pick in this year's draft. McNabb's a low elite prospect, nothing crazy. Our third round pick in this year's draft, and then Thomas Chabot. So we're paying quite a bit to upgrade Chabot here from a 90 to a 93, but I feel like that's a substantial upgrade. I think, the higher rated you get, each overall is kind of worth more. Now, it's basically between Chabot and Theodore. Obviously not going to move one of the two Hughes brothers. Theodore currently has 38 points in the year. He's a plus 15. You're only making $8 million. Chabot there, 28 points, minus 1, making $2.5 million more. So I figure we go with Chabot. We'll see what the Capitals say here. The other guy's just there for the roster spot. Pretty equal. Fox is on the block, so maybe they say yes. Trades rejected. Woefully insufficient. We could try doing like a second instead of a third. At that point, we're giving up a lot, but we do have like 3 medium elite prospects left, and there's only, a couple seasons here to win the cup. So how about now? Trade still rejected. Dang. All right, guys, so the trade deadline's almost over now. Broberg and Jost for Manishi. I'm going to say no. I think they're done growing, but basically going to try one more time to get Fox. Looking at some other trades, didn't make sense. I'm willing to add this Likens prospect. He's the worst of the 3 medium elites. 21, only 64. The same stuff. Medium elite goalie, third, first, Chabot. Let's see what they say. Trades rejected. Okay, so really all I can do better here at this point without really overpaying is make that third a second. Trade is still rejected. The other table's too far off. So yeah, I think we're just sticking with our team. I felt like if we could upgrade to Fox for, a really good prospect, a couple picks, it would be worth it. But at this point, we're already giving them Chabot. It's actually cost controlled. So if they were losing Fox to free agency anyway, this is an amazing deal. They keep saying no to us. I was looking at some forward deals and stuff. The Suzuki deal I actually explored, but unfortunately he had a contract extension, so we're gonna put us over the max cap for next season, which meant I couldn't make the deal go through. Now look at the trade deadline summary here. You got Matt Roy there to the Rangers. Fabry returns to the Red Wings. Okay, Muka Moldin to the Ducks. Barrett Hayton there to the Ducks as well. Fairby to the Florida Panthers. Bobby Brink to the Blackhawks. Tolvin into the Avalanche. Let's see. Jack Drury there to the Flyers. Barkov, the Sabres. I mean, at this point, it's not as high rated, but still, that's a big-time trade. Nashville there gets Brett Pesce. That was actually all the trades. So, not too much movement at this deadline. Maybe a lot of other teams are like us, where most of their players are under contract. Yeah, that Barkov trade, obviously, with Kane Primo as well. Big-time move there by Buffalo. Miles Wood on waivers. 81 overall. What's he making? 800K? I mean, he could help out the AHL team. I don't know if we have a spot for him. Could even help out the NHL team. I mean, for free, why not claim him? So obviously, guys, no changes to the NHL team. You can see I've actually got Miles Wood now playing third line left wing in the AHL. I mean, that's a pretty good free pickup, 81 overall. Could have him on the NHL team because he is high enough rated. But again, I like those fourth line wingers we have just because of their stats. So we'll see the rest of the season here. Hopefully, team continues to play well. Definitely put my trust in them after they made the Stanley Cup final. I didn't break them up too much more. I know we did, bring in Landeskog, I think, Roman a defenseman as well. But just a couple minor changes, core the teams together. We can give them one more chance here at the Cup. All right, guys, we're in the playoffs now with a record of 51, 28, and 3. Very good overall season. 105 points there on the year. Stars and Wild, though, both 109. Bruins 106. Okay, so looks like we're going to be fourth in the NHL. AHL-wise, first in the division there with 98 points. Awesome to see. Hopefully they can actually win back-to-back Calder Cups. We have to mention at the beginning of the episode, the AHL team won the Calder Cup, reigning champion. So Martone there, 61 and 72. He's a young player in that first line. Good to see him producing. Michael Misa, almost a point per game. I'll take that. We'd love to see him have like a huge year he pops off with 100 plus, but team success is more important. Michkov there, 77. Amante, 67. Same with Petey. Hughes, 63. Lekermaki, almost 60. Landeskog as well. Shea Theodore, 53. Richie, 43. Okay. Luke Hughes, 41. I'd like to see more from him. Same with Shabbat, 35. Hischer, 34. He was playing third line center and I think only PK. So yeah, limited ice time I think definitely hindered him a bit. But we just got a lot of good players on this team. In terms of the goalie stats, so Huxley there, 908 to 2.75. Sergey's not as good. Now, I actually did see Sergey's contract is up and he's going to want a bit of a raise. So hopefully there's like another 800K goalie available in free agency. AHL-wise, Knox, pretty good numbers there. Like you look at the skaters behind Martone, Pelche at 60, Tracy mid-50s, same with Soderblom. Nikolov there, 54 as well. This Peterson guy, 48, not too bad. So can't really complain. Now I'm looking for the medium league guy, Pagaduin, 18 points with 9 minutes of ice time. I mean, that's not too terrible. In terms of the entire league, McDavid again, our Ross Trophy winner, 120. Drysdale right behind him. Then you got Robertson, Jack Hughes. Him being fourth and scoring 105. Definitely not going to make him easy to trade for. Yamamoto there. I mean, obviously, he's just playing that first line, McDavid and Drysdale. Because of that, he put up 101 points. How much did they get him paid? $7 million thanks to those guys. Laine, Goudreau. They're still a duo. Hintz, Kent Johnson. Goal-wise, Bedard, 62 with the Kraken. 94 points now. 95 overall. In terms of defensive scoring, Cale Makar, 73. You guys can see Quinn Hughes there. Actually outscored Adam Fox, we were thinking about trading for. Goalies here. Huxley had the most wins, tied with Onger. Okay. Save percentage for a starter, though. Shesterkin, 923. Very impressive stats. Connor Hellebuck, though, with the lowest goals against there, 2.47. Rookie skaters, you got this Poirier guy, 52 points at 18. It's pretty impressive. What was he drafted? First overall pick, literally at the last draft, so that makes sense. Now, in terms of the entire standings here, guys, I think, like I said, we finished 4th. Not too bad. You got 6 teams there with 100 plus. Anybody get screwed, anybody squeak in. Anaheim kind of screwed. Detroit there, and Toronto 17-18 respectively. Just getting to the playoffs. Philly there, last in the entire league. Pittsburgh went above them, so the Pennsylvania team's not doing too well. Arizona also, now a bad team again. Goals for, Columbus Blue Jackets 317. We're on the first page, just barely. Goals against here, best team is Boston. We had the second best goals against. So, I mean, yeah, overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing here from this team. Again, we just kind of got to get lucky with the playoffs. We got the Calgary Flames, first round. Okay, so a bit of a rivalry matchup here. Honestly, haven't looked at Calgary in a bit, so I'm curious to see who they got. Wow, look at that first line. Dubois and Zegras now on the team with Coronado there, first line. Barbanov, Lindholm still there with DeBrusk, Gordon, Hollander, Bieksa, Appleton, Barkey, Comtois. Defensively there, I mean, a couple 86 top pair. Klingberg and Tazer dropped them rated 81s. Peterson, Nice. Goaltending-wise, they got Dustin Wolf as 85. This Kuznetsov guy, medium elite, but I mean, still a 71. Whenever they have a low backup like that, I'm just hoping we can somehow make them start the backup for some reason. Obviously, it'll give us a much better chance of winning. But first 2 games here, guys, are in Vancouver. We got the home ice advantage. There we go. 3-2 win game 1. 4-3 win game 2. Obviously, these are close games, though. Head to Calgary. 3-2 OT win. 5-3 win. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Sweep the Flames round 1. Second round here, I think, is going to be the Oilers. I saw that they beat the Kraken. And yes, it is the Edmonton Oilers. So we actually have to go through the 2 Alberta teams here to make it to the conference final. Michael Misa there's got 6 points in 4 games. Obviously, we know McDavid, Draisaitl leading the way for the Oilers. 2 highest scoring players in the NHL. And I was right. Yeah, they got Yamamoto there, riding shotgun. You got Reed Schaefer, this Hage guy, 2490, 13th overall, 2024. Playing with Barnaby there, another young player. What was he? First overall, 2028. Wow, so they're still getting those first overall picks. Zachary Leroux, Ostlin, Lafreniere there, who I always get confused with Lafreniere because they have the same first name and very similar last name. Whitelaw, Lasco, Max Domi. Defensively, Smith, Bouchard, Marino, Sanheim, Nurse, and Boudreau. Goaltending, they got Luukkonen. So I'm pretty sure we played them last playoff and won. Hopefully we can do this again here. Obviously, you got to have faith in this core, which I do after last season. First 2 games are again at home. Let's go. 4-1 win, 4-3 win. Okay, come on. Boys are on a roll. 4-0 win, 4-3 loss. We went 7-0 there to start the playoffs. Cannot complain. Have to win 1 of the next 3. Head home. Game 5, we take it. That was a close one. 5-4 in OT. Moving on to the conference final now against the Dallas Stars. These, of course, are the President's Trophy winning Dallas Stars. So, we definitely earned our way so far. Michael Misa's up to 14 there in 9 games. We'll take a look at that Stars team. I know they got Robertson and Hintz on the team, 93, 91 respectively. Puljujarvi joined the Stars. Mark Stone there, 81, second line. Stankova's 88. First off there. Gruel, Comfort. They got an 89 Johnston on the third line. Jordan Gavin they must have drafted. Yeah, 2025. Lizotte, Milano. Defensively, 92 Heiskanen, Grushnikov, Kaiser, Harley, Pushkarev, and Bischel. I'm sure I said a few of those names wrong. 89 Andre starting goalie. So they definitely have us in terms of the goalie battle, but so did Edmonton. I think Calgary was pretty much a tie. But here we go, guys. I mean, this is the battle of the, two juggernauts here. President's Trophy winners, Pacific winners. Let's see if we can take them down. First two games are going to be away in Dallas. Here you go. Period 1, up 1-0. Bantle for us, one of the fourth liners. 2-1, they answered back. Both goals from Hintz. Wow. So Hintz just popped off there in the second. That was all they needed to win game number 1. Heading to game number 2 here, guys. We really need this one. And it's 1-1. Shea Theodore for us. Johnston for them. Don't do it to me, Johnston. Theodore again. Imagine Theodore gets a Hattie. 4-2. No Hattie for Theodore. We get the win. Neighbors actually with the game winner. Amante adds 1. Let's go. Obviously, that's a big game there. Tying the series up 1-1. Headed home as well. I mean, if we can keep this going, get a couple wins in Van. Really like our chances. Haven't actually seen the Eastern Conference matchup yet. Usually it shows it as I sim. So curious who's playing over there. Game 3, we're down 1 early. Wyatt Johnston again. Come on. 2-2 now. Robertson for them. They actually made it 2-0. Michkov Bantle, though, back-to-back goals. Third period, route shooting them currently. Wow. And they win 4-2. Hinson first off there. That is unreal. I feel like that was a close game. Like I said, we outshot them, and it just didn't seem to matter. Probably because they got Ottinger in net. They have a very good goalie. That might be the X factor right now. But still in this series for sure. Down 2-1. 1-1 there after 1 in game 4. Theodore again, he's playing so well. We were actually thinking about trading over Fox, so I'm glad I didn't. Hint scores for them again. He's looked so good. Still 1-1, heading to the third. Wow, they beat us 3-2. Stankoven, first off there with the game winner. Amante adds 1, but too little too late. So we're down 3-1 in the conference final. Thing is, the Rangers were in the same spot last season, and they beat us in the Stanley Cup final. So I feel like we still have a chance here. Let's see if we can get it done. Take it one game at a time. Here we go. 1-0 lead, Nico Hischier. 5-1. The boys aren't ready to go home yet. Petey gets 1, Leckermacki, Richie with a couple. 6-3. Amante adds 1. Dallas started to kind of push back there at the end, but I mean, Puljujärvi had 1 there with a minute left to go, and they still had won 6-3. So that is a huge win there, statement win. That was in Dallas. So we're heading home to Vancouver here with a chance to tie the series. I just saw the Lightning there beat the Blue Jackets 4-1 in the conference final. So if we can somehow make the comeback happen, we'll be playing the Lightning in the Stanley Cup final. Game 6 here, guys. 2-1 lead. Let's go. Misa, Peterson. First off again for them. That guy, he's just kind of been a thorn in our sides. 3-3 now. Richie, Gavin, Hintz. Let's resume simulation. Petey early on in the third. Are you kidding me? Robertson scores, what is that, 24 seconds later, something like that? What a joke. Okay, so power play. Ours is deadly. And it's a long power play. Wow. They killed it off. Is that a 5-minute? Another power play. The refs want us to get it. They kill it off again. 4 minutes to go. No way. Stankoven with 3 minutes left, actually, scores the game winner. Wow. We were in that game till the very end. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. I mean, the team's clearly playing better. We're clearly, having a bit more playoff success there. Last year, Game 7 Stanley Cup final. This year, Game 6 conference final. We're getting close. So, I mean, we got a couple seasons left. Hopefully one of those can find a way. I know we've had pretty good luck so far in that 10th and final season. Misa there at 19 points in 15 playoff games. Let's see how everybody else did in these playoffs. Is there anyone we can blame it on? Probably not. I think, again, just a matter of getting unlucky. Amante, Michkov each 16. Landeskog got a big playoff. Point per game. Petey, almost point per game. Theodore, again, 4 goals, 6 assists for D-Man. Is not bad. Richie played well. Leckermacki could have did better. 7 goals there. Shabbat's okay. Hughes probably should have had more than 7 points. Luke Hughes more than 4 points. Let's see, goaltending-wise, Huckley, not bad. 917, 2.72 for a young goalie coming to the playoffs. I really think that's, quite respectable. Also, guys, I can't forget to check this time. AHL teams also in the conference final. Currently down 3-2 with the Manitoba Moose. Maybe they can go back-to-back. Oh, man. Unfortunately, losing 6 there. They actually dropped the 6th game in OT. So both teams made it to the same spot. Both lost in 6 games conference final. That's kind of funny. And the playoffs are complete, guys. Both teams lost the eventual winners. Dallas Stars win the Stanley Cup, and Manitoba Moose there win the Calder Cup. So, I mean, it shows we could have been in the final. Unfortunately, we just kind of met them early there. Our conference was better. Wow. Anaheim jumps from 16-6. That is kind of nuts. And then you got Pittsburgh there, leapfrogging Philly, going from 2-1. I feel like Philly fans would be so pissed if Pittsburgh jumped over them for the first overall pick. So, we'll take a look here at playoff tree. Just kind of see the Stars' road to it. They got the Jets in 5, swept the Wild, who were the second best team in the league, us in 6, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning there in 6 as well. Now looking at the awards next, obviously, the team awards. Individually here, McDavid with back-to-back Art Ross trophies and hearts. McAvoy, James Norris. Yamamoto, Lady Bing. Rene there on the Jets got the Calder. Robertson got the Conn Smythe. Hellebuck got the Vezina, along with the William Jennings. Ferraro there, Bill Masterton. Jets coach Jack Adams. I don't think we won that ever in a franchise. Like, it's so hard. You gotta make the playoffs when your team sucks, which doesn't usually happen. Lundell there with the Selke. McDavid also got Ted Lindsay. And then Connor Bedard with Ramesh Richard. Very, very cool to see. In terms of the AHL, I don't think we won. Actually, no, we won our division, right? So, yeah. Regular season there, Pacific Division champs. I'm surprised we haven't won that more. Like, I thought our AHL team's been pretty stacked, but, apparently not. Varro there, back-to-back most points, back-to-back MVPs. Banting, most goals. Bobylev, best rookie, probably not saying that right. I know he might not even exist, though. Strathman there, best defenseman. Forsberg now in the AHL. Best goalie. Korshak, MVP of the playoffs. Varro, sportsmanship again. Voloshenko, community involvement. And then Kolosov there, lowest goals against. All right, so obviously, guys, like, this team, I think, is good enough. I think it just needs a couple more tweaks. I'm not going to, blow it up or anything. I feel like a first-round exit again might have made me do that, but they've definitely been a lot better these last couple seasons. So hopefully, year 9 maybe can be our lucky year. I don't really want to wait till the last year again to hopefully win a Stanley Cup. Looking at the retired players. Ovechkin there finally calls it quits. 1,969 points in 1,842 games. He actually retires with Crosby, who finished 67 points behind him, but in 144 less games. Also, too, Ovi there, 1,082 goals, 100% smashes Gretzky's record. I think Gretzky's record is like 870, 890, something like that. Johnny Gaudreau also retires. Pretty surprising because he was still putting up like 100-point seasons. Kucherov there as well, was still an 89. What were Crosby and Ovi? Crosby was 78, but he was in the NHL. And he had 66 points at 78 overall. That's ridiculous. His shot was still good. Ovi was an 82 and he was in the AHL? Or is that just showing that? No, okay, yeah, he was in the NHL, 79 points. Crazy how good these guys still were. Mark Stone we saw was 81. He retired as Stanley Cup champion, so pretty cool. Kuznetsov there at the Leafs, Sagan, Tarasenko, Morgan Riley, Jeff Skinner. I mean, some pretty big names retiring here. You got Jordan Eberle, Tom Wilson there as well. Like, yeah, look at all the names you guys retiring. In terms of the goaltenders, Linus Ullmark, Philip Grubauer, Korpisalo, DeSmith. So the goalie list isn't quite as crazy as, Crosby and Ovi there for the skater. But obviously that's the biggest retirement class yet. We're not going to get bigger than Crosby and Ovi both retiring in the same year. So we'll get to the draft now, guys. We have a first-round pick, so maybe if our scouts did well, they can find us like a diamond in the rough late first-rounder. Taylor Gibbons, guaranteed medium franchise first overall. Unfortunately, we have no chance at that pick. Gems here, second overall, third overall, whatever it is, doesn't help. Low top 6. Early third, I mean, I'll keep it in mind. That's not really the best, though. Guaranteed medium elites, I don't see any, but 84 there. That's like, really good shot to be medium elite. That's a, good chance we'll definitely take. Also, low elite guaranteed, 225. I love that. All right, guys, so next year I'm trying to get trade the Carolina Hurricanes to go to Terry Lehkonen, only making 1.6 the next couple seasons, or I guess that's actually for one more year, but 85 overall, really good two-way stats. I feel like for that price, you can't really beat it. Obviously, we're contending now. I don't really think the pick we make at the end of the first round at this point is going to help us out next season, the year after. Also, throwing in McNabb, 2055 low elite. Not the best prospect, not the worst. Trying to get a fourth-round pick back as well. I think at this point, the franchise trade makes a lot of sense for us. We'll see what they say. Trade is rejected and not close to trade fair value. I feel like we definitely deserve a pick back. Let's try a 6th instead of a 4th. There we go. Okay, so hopefully Lehkonen's a big player for us. We're losing Landeskog, so I'm kind of already penciling him in to that third-line wing spot. So next, you guys are trying to clear a bit of cap space, trading Nico Hischier to the Vegas Golden Knights for Eric Sinek. Eric Sinek here is on the block. Zone ability, quick pick, so that's obviously awesome for like a third-line center guy who can play on the PK. Quick draw there, in only 78 faceoffs, shutdown, yoink. Again, I'm looking for like a bit more of a defensive third liner since Hischier was not playing power play for us, neither will Eric Sinek. Hischier's one overall higher, a bit better offensive stat. But again, I think the cap savings is worth just a 1-for-1 trade. Eric Sinek's on the block. I think they do this deal. And they do, okay. So, I mean, some people might hate that trade, but I think in terms of our roster makeup, it's a good move for us. And at this point, guys, just moving to our next pick, which is the second round, pick number 17. Gonna check our pins here. And at 49, there's actually like nobody I want, so maybe we can try and get like a 70 and 80 pick. That'd probably be best. Also, I should show you guys a top 5. Now, this is kind of crazy. So Gibbons there, franchise, only a 77. Usually, like the franchise guys are at least low 80s, so that was interesting. Behind them, though, they're also not that high rated. Medium elite, medium elite, medium elite, and then there's actually only 3 medium elites to this draft behind the franchise. So sort of a lower draft, but obviously you had the franchise player. And actually, as I say that, I see at 15 the Sharks got an elite player as well. All right, guys. So right now I'm trying to get a 3rd and 4th in the Capitals for our 2nd. They say yes. Again, wasn't really anyone I wanted at that spot, so might as well pick up another pick. Here we go, early third round. I'm gonna take this Brodziuk guy, guaranteed low top 6, gem. Hopefully he's good. 61 overall, low top 6. Definitely could have been a little bit better, but that's all right. Our next pick here is 80. Again, I think there's somebody around here I want. And actually, yeah, it's this next guy here. That was really close. Levasseur. Probably medium elite if he is. Sick pick. And he is. Only 56 overall. Also, he's 20 years old already. So that actually means he's missed a couple of drafts. But 6'5", medium elite player, that's a great pick. And we actually have another pick here, guys, in the third round. So 94th. I guess we can go with Semin, because he's going to go 102. So might as well. Probably medium top 4. And he's a medium top 6. All right, so scouts, they were pretty sure on him. And unfortunately, that was a miss. And the last 3 pins, they're all in the 200s. So I guess at this point, we should just take odds on potential. I've had really good luck with goalies in the past. Nielsen here. NHLTA 4 years, which is actually kind of high for a goalie. Plus, he's ranked pretty good. Medium starter. Okay, so not the best or the worst. Ray's here. NHLTA 3 years. Medium elite, potentially. Okay. And he is medium elite. 68 overall. Again, I think NHLTA is definitely a bit of a kind of sign to look for. If their NHLTA is pretty good, there's a better chance of them actually being a higher potential. That is an amazing pick there. Number 13, the 4th round. We actually have another 4th round pick here. So let's see if we can do it again. We got Brossois here. NHLTA maybe 4. We're not too sure. I'm going to try Magnuson here. He's another goalie. Usually the goalies, better chance to be medium elite. This one's only a fringe starter. That's okay though. Pick with number 173 now in the 6th round. At this point, honestly, probably just taking our pins. Although we could take Goddard still there. Sheriff 225. Yeah, let's take Goddard. Let's take a chance on him. And medium bomb 6. All right. All right, guys. So get those last pin guys. Trying to get a couple 7s from the Blue Jackets. Forsberg, Evans are just there for roster spots. Offering up signing rates to Landeskog and Sergei. Don't have the money for either of them. Korczak's actually signed for another year, but he's pretty old now for an AHL player, like pushing 30. Don't mind if he can, get us a couple picks. And then a 7th there, 2032. I think this is a pretty fair offer. Yeah, trades accepted. Okay. So we should really get everybody we have pinned now. We'll just, go from highest to lowest ranked. Hopefully can hit on at least one of them. So I guess first we're taking Jeffrey Garcia, potentially medium starter goalie. And he is. A little bit low rated there at 47 overall, but, can't complain too much. Shirov's next, guaranteed low elite. In the 7th round, that's a very good value. 56 overall isn't even that bad either. 75 passing. He is 20, so, he's a little bit older there, but that's all right. I didn't even actually realize the last pick in the draft. So who's that going to be? Robert Lindstrom, hopefully low top 4. And he's a low top 6 defenseman. But last pick in the draft, not bad. I mean, again, we had so many picks that draft, even without a first, second round pick. And I feel like we did pretty good, with that move for Hischier to Eric Sinek. Could have some cap space. Hopefully, could re-sign Lekkerimäki. He's the one guy I'm not too sure about. And so next up here, guys, we're at the re-sign phase. Like I was saying, we got to get Lekkerimäki under contract. He's actually dropped from high top 6 potential to medium top 6, which is pretty weird for a guy who's 88 overall. First things first, we definitely want to qualify. 7.2 million. He wants 8, so I mean 7.2 gets us close if we can kind of wait him out for a month in the summer. Should really get him under contract. After that, I think like everyone that's in the NHL is signed. Jacob Pelche there. Could bring back the AHL team. He's 29 though. Honestly, probably just let him go at that point. Tracy as well. Like, there's just really no reason. I, picked up Miles Wood on waivers for fun, but we got younger guys who might as well play, improve their rating. The Petersons, I feel like we got to keep these two. That's just, too funny. Nikolaev as well was an interesting player. I mean, 90 awareness there with a good passing stats. The thing is, again, just kind of the same thing for him. If he's not making the NHL team, which I don't think he is with that low physical, he's not making the 4th line, we might as well let him go. Now, in terms of the goalies, Huxley there signed for 1 more year. Hopefully, it's not going to cost us too much. Lennox is 27, so I think we can let him go. I'm trying to see. Forsberg, yeah, we're definitely letting go. We just brought him back in the trade. We got Dice there, medium elite. Zvanjov we don't have to sign yet, so we might as well not. Give us, more flexibility. I think we definitely need like an NHL backup and an AHL starter. Lennox is kind of in between the two. I'd like a low 80 for the NHL and then maybe a high 70 with potential for the AHL. Now this is really nice to see, guys. In terms of the defense, our NHL top 6 there under contract. Even the top 2 in the AHL are still there in case, something happens. Now Dylan Peterson here, guys, one of our 4th line wingers. I'd like to keep him. 80 overall, he wants 1.3. I feel like he fits well in the 4th line. We'll see if he'll do 1.2. And Bantle here's another one of our 4th liners just due to the stats. He's only 79 now, but again, I think he fits. And for that price, yeah, 900K. Even if he doesn't, send him down to AHL. All right, guys, so most of the AHL players accepted. Peterson here accepted, so we got him back in the 4th line. Bantle rejected, though. I'll just give him what he's asking for. No reason to nickel and dime him. And there you go. Bantle does come back. All right, guys, we're at free agency here. Obviously, with the Lekkerimäki contract looming, we can't really spend much money. Just curious always to see who's available. Fox is a free agent. I mean, if we traded one of our D-man, like we could just trade away Shabbat and then try and sign Fox. That would be nuts, but I don't even know if we could do that actually. And just look at Lekkerimäki. Shane Wright there's available as well. Is he a free agent at 26? No, he's an RFA still. Matty Beniers, I actually saw he was expiring. Jamie Drysdale, Tage Thompson, some really big names. Kent Johnson at the top wants 14.6. Biggest ask of anybody. You got Timo Meyer there as well. William Nylander down to 6.5. There's some stars available here for sure. Unfortunately, we really just don't have the money to go on a spending spree. I'm always curious though if there's gonna be like some 85 that's wants 800K, because usually there is. I think it's like a guy who probably didn't play last year, maybe was stuck in the AHL. Like even Delandria, 2.5 million for 85 is very good. Two-way forward. Now first things first here, guys, we gotta find a backup goalie. This Herenstam guy, wow, 90 overall, what a beast. Second round pick, 2025 of the Blackhawks. Very good pick. Still can't believe a new one there, up to an 86. So we're looking for a backup on the cheap. Usually there's somebody, I mean, Samsonov, 1175. A bit more than I'd like to pay. That's what I want to pay. Yorgi there, 800K. There's always somebody like that. So hopefully we can get him locked for 900 there for 2 years. He can be the backup for the next couple seasons. We'll check two-way goalies as well, because as I mentioned, we need an AHL starter. Prefer a guy who's still, you know, got some room to grow. Ratzlav, 2578. Really not too bad. Hybrid goalie. What was that 99 stat? 99 durability. Okay. Doesn't really matter when we have injuries turned off. So yeah, I'm going to try signing Ratzlav here. 850K for 2 years. And now looking at all two-way skaters. Really no one that good. Like the younger guys. I mean, this dude's 2053 low top 6. So you're going to have a tough time growing. The rest of them are all pretty much done. They're not even an 80 yet. Take a look at rating maybe in case there's somebody sick. I mean, you got Pelche, Noel Gunler. Pretty good shot. It's mostly powerful though, more than accurate. With the X Factor, I don't know. Thomas Hurdle, he'd be kind of sick, honestly. Just having the AHL team. He's got the It's Tricky zone ability. Plus, he's got a couple X Factors there. For 800K, I feel like, you know, why not? Just bring him in for fun. Have him lead that AHL team. Alright, guys, so next year I'm making a pretty risky trade with the Flyers, offering Thomas Chabot for a first-round pick. I'm basically trying to, like, pseudo-make the Fox trade happen. We were going to go up Chabot anyways. If we can trade away his salary and sign Fox while still keeping, like, our picks, obviously, those prospects. This works out really well for us. So, again, Chabot, I think, of the 4 defensemen, he's the oldest, he's the second highest paid. It makes sense to let him go. Flyers first-round pick could be a high pick again, just like the Penguins pick. Let's see what they say here. The value's on our side. Trades accepted, 1-for-1, Thomas Chabot for their first. So, obviously, them getting Chabot is going to make them a better team, less likely to be a basement dweller, but still, you never know. Cap space there. Okay, 16.4 million. We'll definitely have to wait on Lekkerimäki and hope his price comes down. But I feel like in this game, you know, your Cale McCarrs, your Adam Foxes, Charlie McAvoys, that is how you win. 93 overall D-man can really lead your team. So he wants 3 years. I mean, this is going to really be tough to fit everybody in, but I think we can make it happen. Let's try 14 million there for 3 years. Hopefully nobody makes an offer on Lekkerimäki, because I know for sure by the fall we could get him cheaper. Plus we can send guys down and really, you know, make that side cap work for us. Not going to say yes to Amirov there. 7.5 million plus giving up a medium elite player. So I'll see what everyone else says as well, along with Adam Fox. If we don't get him, there are some lower-end defensive guys we'd still get, and then maybe spend that money elsewhere. Yorgi coming in as a backup goalie's nice. Thomas Hurdle there to help the AHL team, although it shows him on the NHL. That's going to mess up with the cap a bit. Ratzlav there to be the AHL starter. Waiting to hear back from Fox still. Okay, still not taking on salary, so nor are we giving up medium elite players right now. Come on, Fox. Let's go. Okay, so again, that worked out well for us. We didn't have them for the Stanley Cup run. We're going to have them for the next two. Obviously, our defense just got even better. It's pretty crazy how good that top 4 is. Now, in terms of cap space, we got 3.2. I think I can get that to like 5 or 6 by the fall, and if Lekkerimäki still hasn't signed, his asking price should be around there. All right, guys, the Carolina Hurricanes put us in a tough spot. They made an offer to Jonathan Lekkerimäki, $8.8 million for the next 3 years. If we don't take it, we get a first, second, and third round pick. I'm going to put remind me in 6 days. I was really hoping we could have till the fall, because I'm very, very confident we could have gotten signed, but $8.8 million, that's going to be tough to do. We'd have to trade away some guys, free up $5 million in cap space. If we don't get them, I mean, we can go and sign somebody. I'm trying to think who would be the best option. Definitely would have been better to sign somebody, you know, earlier rather than end of August. A lot of these guys are kind of left already. You can see, yeah, mostly RFAs left at this point. All right, guys, so I was looking at it. I don't really think we could get the cap space to make this trade happen without losing, like, a significant piece. And we could get screwed where, say, we have, like, $8.5 million in cap space now, and we still can't match. So a first, second, and third, obviously, I think we could probably get a bit more than that for Lekkerimäki, but not the worst return. We knew the risk, you know, having to wait till fall. Still, though, we got Adam Fox to show for it. Now, we need his replacement. So Perreault here, 25-85 high top 6 playmaker, 97 passing with a very good shot, especially the wrist shot there. I think he could be it. He's currently in RFA with Detroit, so basically we're going to do what just happened to us. So we have, what's our max offer? 3.29. He wants 3.225. 1 year. Cost us a second-round pick. Hopefully, Eisman, for whatever reason, decides not to match, and we get Lekkermaki's replacement. Otherwise, we probably have to make a trade. Taylor Radish there. If we don't get this guy, like, again, probably going to look for some cheap player unless we have a young player grow a ton. Max Domi could also be an option. It's like all the teams are offering us, you know, the B option now behind Lekkermaki. Okay, so as of now, Perot's accepted. It's all up to Stevie Wall in Detroit. What is he going to do? Chose not to match. Okay, so I think he must have been at the salary cap max. So second round pick there. We're still up a first and a third. Perot, I think, you know, is going to do a decent job of playing in Lekkermaki's spot. All right, guys, we're about to start next season here. I'll show you what the lines are looking like. I really do think we should be able to make another deep playoff run. So first line I decided to actually stack for this year. Let me know if you think I should not do this or not. But we got PD back in the first line with Misa in the middle, Michkov at right wing. I'm actually got to check here. PD's faceoffs. Yeah, Misa's are better, so leave him in the middle. Amonte, Richie, and the Perot guy we just signed second line get a +3. Neighbors, Eriksson, Lehkonen get a +1. I feel like both Lehkonen and Eriksson are very good two-way players, so hopefully they can shut it down. And of course, we got Peterson there, Tsunami, Bantle on the fourth line. Defensively here, I've actually got Theodore on the top pair with Fox getting a +5. The Hughes brothers reunited on the second pairing with a +2. Minishin there and Koltsov bottom pair. Goaltending-wise, Huckley's now an 88. Yorgi backing up's an 82, but still, we got him for really cheap, so not a big deal. AHL-wise, first line there's Hurdle, Soderblom, Martone. We got T-Swift on the second line with Lockhart and Peterson. We got Sexton here as a medium elite on the third line with Engren and Holland. Zugan there, Peterson and Bakos. In terms of the defense, Jack Guy and Kuhlman still our top pair. London, Andrews, PD Jr., and Frazee. Frazee here is actually another medium elite player of ours, so hopefully those medium elites can grow some playing time. Ratzlaff's the AHL starter, hiking in there, backing him up. He's the high fringe. So overall, I feel like both those teams look pretty good. Obviously, we kind of got screwed. Lekkermaki signing that offer sheet. I still feel like we made up pretty decent. So in terms of our ratings for next season, we have 98 offense, 99 defense, 88 goaltending. So we'll see whether or not year 9 can be our year. I really want it to come down to year 10 again, where we still don't have a Stanley Cup. So that's going to do it, guys, for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.